Craig on here. There we go. How you doing, Craig? Let's see. I guess you're the only one on here so far, so let's wait and see what we get on here. We should have a pretty good show tonight. I'm busy this week. I just got back from Alabama, guys. Wait till we get a couple more people on here. Sinfuls is on board. There we go. Got 2 people on here so far, so we'll wait till we get a couple more people on here, and then we'll get rolling. But so how's your week, Craig? Everything going good? Francisco is on board. There we go. Now we're rolling. So we can get any conversation we want to get going tonight, pretty much, except for politics. Well, even in politics, if it's light politics. Dean's on board. There we go. 8 people on here so far. Let's get some questions on here and we'll get rolling. I just got back from Texas Roadhouse and the rain was horrendous. The past 3 days, I haven't been able to get outside to do any videos lately. So that's why you haven't seen too many videos. So I got a couple of good videos on my board already, but I'm waiting to get outside to do them. But the rain has stopped that pretty much. Got Steve Barnett here. Here we go. What's going on, Steve? Let's see. Barry's on board. Good morning from North Carolina. There we go. Michael Lamb. Good morning, Steve. How you doing, Michael? And then Hamish Stewart is on board. All the regulars. There we go. Leonard Marlin. Hello. Steve Barnett in Leyte. David Kaiser. Hello, Steve. Finally caught one of your live streams. There we go. Dean Thompson says this rain is doing great for my veggies. Yeah, but you don't get any sun. That's the problem, Dean, you know, the problem here. So let's get some questions popping up here when we can get rolling here. I was talking with one of the guys the other day, and this is kind of an interesting topic. And we're going to do this topic on a vlog probably within the next coming days about people that want to stay in 2 places in the Philippines. And it's kind of cool because rentals are so cheap here that even if you're renting someplace like, let's say for $400 or $500 and you're renting a home, you can go out and you can rent a 1-bedroom somewhere else and have it to go back and forth, like down in Davao or at the beach in Siargao or something like that. You know, you can get them for a cheap one for like 100, 150 probably, right on the beach or close to the beach. And a lot of people don't think about that, and it's just kind of a cool thought. So we're going to do a vlog about that probably tomorrow, either tomorrow or the next day. David Kaiser says, hello, Steve. Finally caught one of your live streams. Let's see. Joey Bean says, hello from Pasig. Dean says, we have had sun off and off all day. We haven't. We've had mostly rain here all day. Part of the day I was gone, so I'm not sure about that part. But most of this morning it was cloudy and rainy. Chris Hill, good morning from California. There we go. Let's see. Craig Jordan says, the Philippine Info channel has Smoky Mountain Modeler been on the channel recently? No, he hasn't actually. I'm not sure where he has been. That's unusual too, because usually he's on here. I hope he's okay. Francisco Fleta says you need to be in your sweet spot budget to rent 2 places. Yeah, you probably do. But you don't want to know something? Yeah, because you're going to be flying around and stuff like that, probably are. At least taking boats or ferries or whatever. But if you rented a place, like a furnished place somewhere else or whatever, with AC in it for like 120 or 100, and there are places out there like that if you find them, that could be a place that you could rent. You could rent near your girlfriend or wife's family or whatever too, and stay there for like a month or 2 each year or whatever. But at least you'd have your own place to stay, which is kind of cool, you know, or a place on the beach. But it leaves a lot of room for opportunities there for sure. But yeah, but I mean, like for you guys that rent the big homes and stuff like that, yeah, it'd be a little bit harder to do the 2 places. You could rent one halfway decent place or whatever, and then get a lower rent place or something. But I mean, you don't need to have something really fancy if you're just going there like maybe a month or 2 months out of the year, which is kind of cool. You know, like I'm actually thinking about doing something like that, but I would probably do it down in Batangas or something as a weekend getaway or something. Just a thought from me though, you know. So if I could find a decent home down there, I might do it. And then let you guys use it if you guys, you know, wanted to use it or whatever. Do something like that. Let's see. So let's get some questions up here. We have 31 people on board. Barry's on here. So if I retire on my 401k, how hard is it to get SRRV 3 years after I'm on tourist visa? Well, Barry, it depends on your age. It depends on your pension. You have to have a pension. Um, a lifetime pension. You have to be able to show them that. And if you're in the military, you have to show them your DD 214. Um, you have to show them all that stuff. So it's important that you can retire early at 50, but you have to have a pension. Okay. If you don't have the pension, then you got to come up with more money. You have to come up with $20,000 or something like that. So Leonard Marlin says, I keep a house in Butuan City, one outside of Legazpi City in Minato, and a house in Samari Island, Garden City. Wow, so you got like 3 houses. Well, we know some guys have like places back home in the U.S., but we're not talking about that too much. We're talking about places in the Philippines, because the Philippines is so big, it's so easy to travel around and just stop someplace and just stay there. See, the Philippine Info channel, have you had trouble with restaurants getting your first menu choice? I have had that trouble often. No, not really, not yet. No. Leonard Marlin says we have family and friends in each area and been going to different locations for 15 years. Yeah, that's what I'm talking about. Like if you have a place and you want to go someplace, like let's say you like going to the beach a lot or something like that. It's nice to have a place that you can go to and call your own, and that's what's kind of cool about it. Dean Thompson says, Sinfuls, how is Bindi? Bindi is Sinful's dog, and I guess he's been having some problems or whatever, but he's a cool dog too. He's very protective, but he's a nice, very friendly dog when you get to know him. Let's see, we got 12 thumbs up, 34 people on board. Sinful says, Sinful says, Dean Thompson in the Philippines, she is having a hard time with her back leg right now. Got me bummed. Donnie says, is there a certain area you would recommend for first-time traveler in the Philippines? Each person is kind of different. I might recommend my area because we have all the expats here. It'd be a good place to get to know the ropes for a while at least, and then from there you can go on and go to wherever you want. At least you pick up some of the things you need to know or whatever. And David Kaiser says, is anyone concerned about losing SS with all that is happening in the U.S.? Yes. I know I am a little bit. I'm worried about the U.S. totally. If you saw that presidential speech the other day, it looked like something out of Star Wars with the red lights and the Marines in the dark. It was kind of weird, just kind of strange. Somebody sent me a picture of it, and when I saw it, when I went to look for the story, because I couldn't believe he was almost calling out Republicans as almost terrorists. If you watched it, it was kind of scary, to watch a sitting president say something like that. Somebody that's from across the aisle that you should be working with, Dean Thompson in the Philippines says, Sinful, sorry, brother. Sinful says, she'll be fine, I'm sure, I hope. I'm sure she will be, Sinful. You take care of her pretty good. Let's see, Sinful says he is already trying to backtrack that. Is he really? That's interesting. He should backtrack all that. That was pretty horrendous to say something like that and to come out and the way he did it, it literally looked like a scene from Star Wars where one of the mean guys is talking or something, It was kind of funny. Travel Discovery says, hi, Steve. I'm in the Philippines. Okay. Now, in the province area. Happy to be here. That's good, Travel Discovery. It's good to see you in here. Sinful says, yes. He said he never said it. LOL. He did say it. I saw it, Hamish Stewart says, might you be able to do a video about getting a driver's license and a motorcycle? If you come here and you're on the SRRV, we can actually take you to go get your driver's license to the LTO, and we can set it up with the lady at the PRA that does it. She takes you there, and you just give her a tip, and it's about an hour. But you have to go to the LTO up in Quezon City to get that done. Okay. You also have to be here, I believe, for, I think it's 59 and a half days or something like that. If you're on a tourist visa, we haven't done the tourist visas yet. We've only done the SRRV visas. And those, once you get your SRRV, your card, you're all set to roll, so you can get that. Sinful says, great, Travel Discovery. Chris Hill, if you guys want to go on to a great channel, try Travel Discovery. She actually has a great channel. It's kind of interesting, very interesting stuff she has on there. Check it out. And be sure to subscribe, guys. She needs subscribers. Chris Hill says, heading to the PI on 27th for a month, checking out different areas to plan our upcoming retirement. Leonard Marlin says he called out anyone supporting Make America Great Again. Yes, the next day he couldn't even remember what he said. Yes, exactly. Travel Discovery says, very true to get your U.S. cell phone and money transfers in place beforehand. Yes, that's why we talk about that, because it's key to getting that done. You have to use a VPN sometimes if you didn't do it. Sinful says, Chris Hill, not sure of your budget for retirement, but glad to show you my area. Dean Thompson says you can actually talk to Sinfuls, or you can talk to me if you want to see a really upward. I mean, I don't know what your budget is, but if you're looking for a really nice area, Sinfuls lives in a really beautiful area up there. Our area is kind of middle class, but it's a nice area if you want to be able to go every place. So, and we find some beautiful homes around here and fix them up. But we fix up the low budget homes and make them into like middle class style homes, and they're really nice when we get them all done. They're small, but they're beautiful. Dean says, I watched the one last night, and I think that guy's insane. He got into his speech and realized he wasn't supposed to be on, and seems to be giving someone else's speech probably. Chris Hill, much appreciated. Dean Thompson says, make sure you go to QC as advised. My family members had her go elsewhere in Das Marinas, and it took a full week to get driver's license. Yeah. I agree with you on that one, Dean, because I took about a whole day. They had me go from window to window for a whole day. I think they stopped doing that for Westerners, though. They make you go to LTO now up in Quezon City. So Francisco says, house is done, Steve. We need to get together. We'll get in touch this week, Francisco. Probably give me a call probably I don't know, Monday or Tuesday. We'll set something up, okay? Sinful says, haha, yes, go to main LTO in Quezon. So much easier. It takes about an hour there. I think the longest was about an hour and 10 minutes for any of our guys that we took up there. We've probably taken about 10 guys up there so far to get their licenses. Travel Discovery, thinking of getting a car later on. Anyone know of car insurance companies here? That I don't know about. I haven't really dealt with car insurance companies at all. That's a good question though. Sinful says just a few hours in Quezon. Yeah, it's not that long, and it's in a church. The LTO is actually in a church. There's a church there where you sit. You're sitting in the church seats. Leonard Marlin says, use Magic Jack, and I got it before coming, but haven't been able to get and send text messages. I can call anyone in the States fine, though. You need to put it, Leonard, in order to do that, you need to put it on your cell phone, okay? I don't know if it's on your cell phone, but put the Magic app thing on your phone, okay? And then it'll start working. Craig Jordan says, Leonard Martin, big fan of Samal Island. I usually stay at Cavanico Il Mare Resort while visiting. Terry Phillipson says, hey, Steve. Terry, how you doing, Terry? Good to see you on here. Leonard Martin says, got to be honest, I haven't been there yet. Let's see, we got 42 people, 17 thumbs up, 44 people. We're moving up quick. That's good. Joey Bean says, I'd like to get in touch too while I'm here. We'll email you my contact info later. Okay? Yeah, if any of you guys want to contact me or get in touch with me or anything, you guys are welcome to call me if you're coming to stay here. Even if you don't visit me or something like that, just call me. And if you need to run something by me or something, at least you have somebody here that you can talk to, and I'll give you the lowdown on most of the stuff here. So, or you can tune in here on Saturday nights and talk to us then. But we're not always on here. We're on here most of the time on Saturday nights. Probably 2 out of 3 times we're on here, because sometimes I just take a night off or I don't feel well or whatever. Joey Bean says, let's see. Francisco Fleta says, do we need to go to Quezon City LTO even for renewal? I don't believe we need to go there for the renewal. I think you can go to any office for that. That was my understanding, but I could be wrong. I haven't done a renewal yet, Francisco, so I'm not really sure about that, okay? It says my Philippine driver's license will expire next year. I went to QC with SRRV lady for the original license, but I wonder if I need to go back. You can try here. Just if you're over here in my area, just walk into the the basement floor. There is a LTO there. Okay, so you can go in there and you can try it there. And if it doesn't work there, then just go to the one in Quezon City. But I think you can. I can think you can do that at any office as far as that goes. I think it's just when you get it. Okay, Leonard Marlin says, have been to a few others though. We try a new one every month or so. Let's see, so far. Okay. Sinful says, let's hit the thumbs up, folk. Thanks. Francisco Fletes, or can I do renewal and local LTO? You can do it, like I said, I think you can do it the local LTO. I don't think that's a problem. Okay, so Grace Stewart says, thumbs up. Sinful says, Francisco Fletes, my guess is it would be easiest. Yes. Chris Hill, thumbs up. Barry, thumbs up. Thanks, guys. Steve Barnett, how do I contact you? Steve, my email is Steven5975 at yahoo.com. Steven with a V, 5975 at yahoo.com. Okay, and you can contact me that way. All right. And I usually answer within 48 hours usually. Sometimes I get lazy on the emails because I take a lot of phone calls and I answer all the questions on the in the comments and stuff. So I usually get to the emails every 2 days, I'd say. Let's see. Dean says, I advise anyone coming from the States to set up Google Voice before you come over. It's free and it accepts banking and government security codes. I'm going to have to set that up and try it. Roy Jones says, how far are you from a nice beach? About a half an hour, but it's not really a great beach. It's an okay beach, you know. It's about an hour to the nice beaches from here. We still get some of the pollution from Manila and stuff. Even though we're pretty far away, we still get it. It doesn't go all the way out to sea yet. Lazy Larry Lee says, hello, Steve. How you doing, Larry? Grumpy Goat Homestead says, do you have to get motorcycle endorsement? You have to have that added on. Okay, you have to when you get it. I guess you can go back and you can get it added on. I'm not that. I've got a lot of questions about the motorcycle endorsements, and I've gotten a lot of different answers from different people, and I'm really not sure about that. I think you have to try to get it when you go in there and ask and tell them, say, hey, look, I want to get it, or you can have it added on at one of the local LTO offices. That's what somebody told me anyway. So I'm gonna look into that more because I'm gonna try to have it added on to mine, even though. I probably will never ride a motorcycle over here because I don't want to get killed. So, and Sinfuls put the email address there, Steven5975 at yahoo.com. Thanks, Sinfuls. Travel Discovery, waiting my home internet, but has anyone used a mobile hotspot as backup if my regular internet goes down? Yes, a lot of us do that. When our internet goes down, some of us use the hotspot if we have a good cell tower around us, you know. So, but most of us don't, unfortunately. Sinful says, let's see, put the thing down there again. Here we go. Lazy Larry says, I hit the thumbs up before I even say hi. Thank you, man. I appreciate that, Larry. Sinful says, Lazy Larry Lee, thanks. Craig Jordan, Lazy Larry Lee, I like efficiency. There we go. Randy Bryant, good morning from Indiana. Will be coming in October. Leonard Marlin says, do you know the best way to vote in the elections back home? Yes, there's a website. I'm not sure what that is, Leonard. I voted that way. Actually, you go on there and you have to fill out a bunch of stuff. But yes, you can vote through this website, and it doesn't take much to do it. And I think if I remember correctly, I think I had to print out some stuff, and that was it. But I'm not sure. It was a while back, so I'm not really. I really don't remember everything. But I know it's a website you go to, and that should help you. Junebug says, I intend to live there in Tracy Martirez when I arrived here January 2022. However, I end up finding a place in Lancaster, General Trias, and gated community, 2-story, 4-bedroom, 2-bath for $230 a month. That's actually a deal. And it's one of the reasons I push people to kind of come to this area first because the prices are so low. And when you go to these high-end places with these beautiful beaches and stuff like that, you're going to pay through the nose for those. Francisco says, I would recommend getting T-Mobile and getting the line open when you go there. I agree with you on that one, Francisco. At least it gives you a phone for a while. The magenta plan, I think it is. My friend's gonna actually get me one of those because I have one app that I can't get up. It's just one app, and it's the only app I can't get up because I can't get a thing sent to me. So I'm gonna try to see if I can get that one set up. So I have to always deal on the phone with these people. Chris Hill says, appreciate your channel, watch all the time, very informative. Thanks, Chris. Um, let's see. Dean says, Junebug, that's a great deal. Michael Lamb, I would take Google Fi over T-Mobile any day of the week. Um, Michael, have you had a lot of luck though with the stuff coming through from banks and everything? Because I heard from some people that some banks it won't go through, so that's why I'm kind of afraid of the Google thing. And then some people say everything comes through for them, so I'm not totally sure that it's totally 100%. Francisco says, I tried Google Voice USA and Navy Fed couldn't work with it. See, they're exactly. Thanks, Francisco, for that. That's what I wanted to hear. So I know it doesn't work with everybody. Kevin Nash's Kitchen says, early hello from Motor City, Detroit Motor City. There we go. Grace Stewart says, give us a thumbs up. Thank you, Grace. Sinful says, let's see, gives the thing for travel, state government. There we go. It must be about the voting. Okay, yeah, it's for voting, he says. So there you go. There's the website for the overseas voting registration. Thanks for that, Sinfuls. Sinfuls is our moderator on here, and that's why he helps out on the side here, and he's really good at what he does. Dean Thompson in the Philippines. And if you want to give a thumbs up to Sinfuls for all the stuff that he does in the background there. Dean Thompson says, Francisco Fletes, my usual and Navy Fed works fine, not sure why yours doesn't work. That's strange. So his works but yours doesn't. Wow. That's why I think it's best to just have that magenta plan from T-Mobile. Craig Jordan says, Leonard Marlin, contact the Federal Voting Assistance Program. Leonard Marlin, thanks for the info Sinfuls. Sinfuls says, you're welcome. Sperlin Edwards says, hello from Iloilo. I'm feeling pretty good. Got my bank account open at Security Bank. Donnie says, Kevin Nash's Kitchen. I'm from Motor City area 2, Chesterfield area. Leonard Marlin says, thanks, Craig. Let's see. Lazy Larry says, thumbs up to Sinful. Definitely. Michael Lamb says, I have received U.S. text in Japan, SG, and the Philippines with no issue. Yeah, some people don't have an issue with that, which is very strange. I'm not sure why, but I tend to have issues from that too. So I've tried some of those things, and some of them just don't work. Sinful says, Lazy Larry, thanks. Tim from Florida, I set up my Google Voice while in the U.S., and it works fine for receiving SMS messages while I'm in Panama. There we go. Craig Jordan, Leonard Martin, thumbs up. Francisco Fletes says, I'm going to try to sign up for SDCU. That's State Department Credit Union. It's actually SDFCU, I think it is. If I could be wrong on that, but I think it is. I'm the one who put that out, actually. What was that organization that I need to sign up for to be eligible? They actually tell you on the page, Francisco, for that State Department Federal Credit Union. You have to pay $70 to this thing. I'm not sure if it's each year, if it's just once. I think once you sign up, you're good to go. Okay. Randy Bryan says, do you know if anyone has Verizon and how does it work? I don't know if anybody has Verizon. No, mostly T-Mobile here. I would say 95% of the people have T-Mobile that end up staying here for a while. But you can't use it all the time over here because T-Mobile then realizes that you're living here after a while. So you just use it just for those codes and stuff. Michael Lamb, those who have issue with text probably have dial SIM phone inappropriately configured. Let's see. You do have to have SMS set to your Google file. Okay, that's interesting. Okay. Verizon is expensive on international data, and if I remember correctly, it is limited to 2G. Francisco says Sinfuls has Verizon. No, I'm not sure. Yes, he says he has Verizon, but I only use it when on Wi-Fi from my authenticator apps. There we go. Sinful says yes. Berlin Edwards says I have Verizon and Magic Jack. There we go. Magic Jack does not do the bank text. I can tell you that right now, but it's great for phone calls. Okay. I love having Magic Jack because I get phone calls from other people that have Magic Jack in the Philippines too, so it kind of works that way too, and it works over the Wi-Fi. Hijack my Mac says, "Hi, hey buddy, it's Daniel and Pandan." There we go. Hi Dan. Travel Discovery, Steve. One person in your group forgot who uses Wise for money transfer. Um, is that 100% how he gets money using the Wise card each time to withdraw his money? Yeah, that's Brooke. That's Brooke. Brooke usually gets his money through Wise, and I believe he uses that all the time. From what I understand, he might have got it through ATMs a couple times, but most of the time he likes using Wise, and he loves it. He swears by that. So I wish he was on here tonight. He may be on here tonight listening. Let's see, we got 52 guys on here, 37 thumbs up. Dean says he brought Verizon over but canceled about 2 months ago. It worked fine. See, I just have like one thing to get up, and that's it. So I might end up using my sister's phone number back home. She'll get it and then tell me the number. So I might end up just doing that because you really, if you can work around it, work around it. Most of the time, you don't need those codes, and when you do, just have somebody back home use their phone number. You just call, tell your bank, and then it gives you a choice when you go to do it to send the code, which number do you want it sent to, and it'll send it to your sister. Anders says, "Hey, Fran, Malmo, Sweden." That's actually where my relatives are from, in Sweden, from Malmo. Let's see, Kevin Nash's Kitchen. I just give my phone to my sister with all the info and accounts. Just get on Messenger and have her push all the buttons back home. There we go. Travel Discovery says, FYI, Skype number works great for bank SMS text from me. Okay, so Skype might work, but I've also heard from people that Skype does not work all the time. So I'm not really sure about that. Like I don't trust these ones that are computer apps because the majority of them really, really don't work well. Okay. Donnie says, "Hey everybody, let's give a thumbs up here." Thanks, Donnie. I appreciate that. Randy Bryant says, "Thanks, guys. Just one more item I can check off my list." Yeah, if you have a relative back home and they have a cell phone, just add that number as a secondary contact number on there, okay? And then what happens is they'll send the code to them, and then you just make sure you're in contact with them when you're on the phone with the bank or whatever, and they send that text, and it'll work. Francisco Fletes says Wise gives you a debit card and you can withdraw money from any ATM. You can also send via the app for cash pickup or bank transfer. Wise is very versatile. Cedric, can you open that door a little bit? It's a little hot in here. I'm sorry, guys. He shuts the door. We got the AC in the other room, but it's not working out here, so it's a little hot. Travel Discovery says you have to enable the SMS feature on your Skype number. I'm gonna have to figure that out. How to do that? Maybe that's my problem. I'll check that out though. See if I can get that working. I'll add Skype onto my phone tonight or this week or something. Maybe tomorrow when I'm sitting around here. But thanks for that, Travel Discovery. Guys, make sure you guys join Travel Discovery. You subscribe to her. She's a very, very good channel. We've talked about this before. Excellent, excellent channel. And it covers not just the Philippines, but other countries. Sinful says, my USAA account, I can verify codes through email. That some places give you that choice, but a lot of them don't, unfortunately. Amphib Av is on board. He says, how does it go from quiet quitting to silent quitting? Is this like the quiet service as opposed to the silent service? Yeah, there we go. Dean Thompson, Sinful's thumbs up. Kevin Nash's Kitchen. Oh, you got a rare. It says, oh, you got a rare. And then it doesn't say. It just cut off, Kevin. Amphib. Yeah, me and my friend were talking about that quiet quitting things there, and I thought it was kind of interesting because it seems to kind of fit here in the Philippines if you've read the description of what it is. That's why we had a good talk about that, and I thought it was interesting. Actually, a lot of people wrote to me and says, hey, that was a great subject, Steve. So Kevin Nash's Kitchen, all good now. Sinful says, actually, all my accounts are that way. Charles Schwab, Chase, and my credit union. Francisco Fletes says, how about that 57-1 exchange? I know, I saw that. That's extraordinary. That's excellent for us. It's really, really good for us. When I go to give the budget to my girlfriend, I keep telling her, I says, geez, I should cut back on that a little bit now that you're getting 57 to 1, because that's what she's getting pretty close to that when you do the exchange rate through whatever. I think it ends up being like 56.5 or something like that. If you do it at the right time, but it keeps fluctuating. Sinful says, I continue to quiet quit. Ha ha ha. Yeah, I think we all did when we retired. Kevin Nash's Kitchen says, buffering symbol that wah. Okay, Michael Lamb says USAA also lets you use the app um, as a 2FA when you log onto their website computer. Oh, was a WAS. That was a WAS. Okay, I got you, Kevin. Simple Michael Lamb. Yes, exactly. Dean says, any plans for another get together yet? Yes, yes. Um, Dean, we're talking about doing another get together, probably at Chili's at Alabang Town Center. I think that's going to be the next one, only because of until the weather gets better. There's no sense in planning anything outside because we have to get past like October and November for at least us to start getting some decent days. So yeah, we will definitely do another get together. It'll probably be at Chili's, like I said, at Alabang Town Center. That's a great place, by the way, because they have a place upstairs, and they said we can get the whole upstairs, which fits about 50 people, which is about us right now. So we're about, I think next time when we do one, I'm thinking we'll probably have 50 or 60 because we have quite a few people adding on to the list. This week we've had like about three to five people sign on the list. A couple of them I have to go back through some things. I took pictures of their letter, so I got to put those people on the list too. But there's like about five, I believe about five, maybe even more, because I've had a lot of people talk to me this week, and I took pictures. But there was some of them were talking to me about other stuff. But I know at least five asked to join. I got 3 already on there. Let's see, Bruce says I was Google Voice to get text messages from banks. There we go. May Filipina vlog. Good evening, everyone. How you doing, May? Good to see you on here. But we have people always asking to join. We have a lot more people coming here that haven't joined yet. And I think in the coming 3 months, we'll probably have another 10 to 20 people join, if not more, that have asked to join. And there's some people that just come in and they just call me all of a sudden and come. We've had 4 or 5 people come this past week, and they just dropped by to visit. So, and we had one American Chinese guy come in here, which is kind of interesting. He was a nice guy too, Lawrence Ng. Kevin Nash's Kitchen says, if you own land and a home paid for, it'll be interesting to know how long it would take to get a home equity loan or mortgage for some emergency. Yeah, I don't know how. It'd probably be pretty hard over here to do something like that, or back home you might be able to do it. I've actually gotten personal loans over here for up to 10,000 and paid it off really quick, and just because I needed something because I knew some money was coming in. But you can get them pretty quick. I didn't even have to sign any papers. They just sent me a check. I had my sister sign it because she's my power of attorney, and it went into my account. So, or actually, my other power of attorney signed it. I take that back. But it was sent to my sister. She sent it to her. Sinful says, sometime in the future when the government gets my retirement settled, I will be having a barbecue at my place at the community center with the pool. See, that should be fun. Sinfuls, when you do that, we should do that on a time when there's not much rain, because I know you said there's a pool there and everything. So we should probably do that maybe in December or January or something, if we're going to do that. Just a thought. Unless the weather changes, we'll see. Amphib Av says, have you ever tried pandesal with Philadelphia cream cheese and coffee? I have. Not with, actually, yes, with the Philadelphia cream, not with Philadelphia cream cheese, but with cream cheese. And I don't drink coffee, so. Sinful says, Kevin Nash's Kitchen, not like 14. Actually, I got something right here. I'll show you what I got. Sourdough English muffins in the Philippines. We got those at, I believe, at SNR. Zeddy Lamfair says, always good info. Thank you. Leonard Marlin says, you were saying you thought the peso would go to 60 to 1 by January. Still the thinking that, do you think it will go even higher in 2023 and 24? I'll be honest with you. I have a document that somebody sent me, and I'm not sure where it is. I had it around here. I actually copied it off, and the guy was saying it was probably going to go to like 80 within like 2 to 3 years. Okay, that's where he thinks it's going. To be honest with you, and another one that I saw says that it'll bounce up to like where we're at now, and then it'll go back down a little bit, and it'll come back up again to 57 or whatever. But I think we might hit 60. I think we could do that if the loans keep continuing to flow and stuff like that. Yeah, and I think it's good for us, but it's not good for the Filipinos here. That's the sad part. Missy Wilson says, "Hello all. Just had breakfast. Raining here again. Next 4 days, Livingston, Texas. Have a blessed day, one and all. Thanks, Missy. Kevin Nash's Kitchen. Or if owning a home would help give you freedom from being held hostage by the hospital. Yeah, that if you get a room that's a private room, then they can hold you. If you don't pay, it says they're not supposed to even be able to hold you then, but they still do. You're best to share a room or something like that, or have decent insurance. And I have the decent insurance, so that covers me. So just be careful when you go into the hospital, guys. Randy Bryant says, "How expensive is private schools? I am bringing my 9 and 14-year-old. I'm sending my girlfriend's niece to private school, and it's $120 for the year at the school that she goes to. So that's not bad. And for college, we pay a lot more than that. My girlfriend's daughter is in college right now. It's very, very expensive. Actually, we have to come up with I think $3,000 by the end of this year in total, plus the $200 a month that we pay. So it's we sent her to a decent college though, and it's in the last year is the most expensive." Larry says, "It was nice chatting with you on Friday, Steve." Thanks, Larry. Nice talking to you too. Travel Discovery, thanks, Steve, for all your past info. It helped me a lot. Now that I'm here, much of what you said is true. One napkin at restaurants, out of stock, etc. Funny. Yes, it is very true. If you ask for more napkins, they come out and they give you one. If it's just you, unless you say, "Could I have more napkins for the whole table?" You have to specifically tell them what you want. Kevin Nash's Kitchen says, "I mean, own land and home in the Philippines." Okay, if that will not help you much, I don't think. Maybe it will. Actually, you know what? I think it will. I think if you sign a lien against your property or something like that till it's paid off, I think you'll be okay for getting out of the hospital. I think I read that somewhere. I think you are correct on that. Francisco Fleta says, "I miss strawberry Philadelphia cream cheese. LOL." Leonard Marlin says, "I talked to Social Security, and they said we will have to wait until the end of October to find out the new COLA increase because they average July, August, and September for the final quarter." Yes, and I still think it's going to be high. I think it's going to be very high. Francisco Fletes, I do love bagels with cream cheese from SNR. Yes, they have good bagels there. Actually, there's a lot of places you can get bagels around here. One of them is the French Bakery. You can get bagels there, and you can also get good English muffins there too, and good sourdough bread too. Michael Lamb says, "For our British friends, I noticed a lot of Tesco products in the Save More grocery store last time I was there." Sinful says, "Kevin Nash's Kitchen, unless you have insurance, they accept you will need cash or if they accept credit cards. And a lot of those hospitals, they always say their credit card machine's down. So be very careful about that. Make sure you have some sort of insurance, man. Insurance is golden around here. And I say Pacific Cross, at least have Pacific Cross, which most hospitals accept here. Some don't. So go to the hospital that does accept it. Like De La Salle accepts it, Gentry Med accepts it around here. So those are the hospitals I'll try to stick to. Lazy Larry says, "Amphib Ave, I like Panda Sa with butter and coffee." I like the bread here. The bread's good. But I like my English muffins and stuff like that too, and my bagels. I do love bagels. I don't get them around here too much because they're kind of fattening. Missy Wilson says, "Love watching your walk-in talks." Missy, I miss them too. I miss those because I haven't been able to get out, but I want to get out and do some more walk and talks. But they're doing some work down the park too, so I haven't headed over there too much because last time somebody was over there, they said it was closed because they're doing work over there. So I'm hoping I can get back over there to do some more walk and talks. I enjoy those probably just as much as you guys do, so it's kind of funny, and I get a lot more views for that when I'm out walking and talking. I wish there was another park around here, but that park is a beautiful park too. And when people come here to visit me, the first place they want to go is to go to that park to walk around there to see the park because it is a beautiful park. Carl Smith, due to inflation, it's called Forest Park in Tracy Martinez. Carl Smith, due to inflation, the Fed is going to have to raise interest rates. That will cause the exchange rate to increase further, probably. Michael Lamb says Filipina P recently had a two-part series on education in the Philippines. There's not too many people that come over here with kids, though, Michael. I've thought about doing a series on education or something like that, but then I backed off it because it's just, I don't think anybody would watch it because we don't have anybody with kids in our group that I can think of. Michael Lamb says, what is tragic is when the Jollibee is out of chicken. Yeah, and they've had that happen. Amphib Ave sourdough English muffins sounds great, especially well toasted with cream cheese or butter. Actually, I have it with peanut butter and raspberry jam sometimes, or strawberry jam sometimes. Try toasted French bread with peanut butter dipped in coffee. There you go. Leonard Marlin says, I sent my girlfriend's daughter to private Catholic school here in Samal Island, Garden City, and it cost me 1,500 pesos each month. That's not that bad, though, when you think about it for school. It's actually really, really good. So we got 74 people, 49 thumbs up. Thanks, guys. Let's see. And Francisco says, yes, Jollibee out of chicken is crazy. Yes, it is. Travel Discovery says, how is Pax's baby doing? How are your legs? As you had some infections. Pax's baby is actually doing excellent. We actually have the other baby sleeping in the other room here. That's my godchild. She's sleeping in the room with my girlfriend right now. We had her a good chunk of the day. She stays over our house quite often because they're busy with the other baby. But and also, you're asking about the infection on my legs. The infection on my legs comes and goes. Okay. I find that Nivea lotion probably works best. I quit taking all the stuff that the doctor was giving me because a lot of it wasn't working. It just didn't help out that much. It was very expensive, and I found it kind of useless. The only thing I take from her is the pill once a week. I take a pill for fungus, and that helps a lot. She actually did a lot with the fungus, getting rid of it with the stuff, oral pills and stuff like that, and that helped a lot. And I look at my toenails now; they're totally normal, which is amazing for me. But that helped a lot. But my liver, I got like a fatty liver thing going on, and I think part of that has to do with all the medicines I've been taking. So I've been kind of cutting back on everything and trying to cut back on fats and stuff like that. But I'm sure the sugar doesn't help much either. Kevin Nash's Kitchen says, to pay cash, you may need to get an equity property loan. Yes. Wonder how long it takes. They want you to pay bill in like 30 days. Yeah, they want it pretty quickly, but you know what? Sometimes they have to deal with what they have to deal with. You just tell them you're willing to settle with them, but tell them you'll sign a paper, and they have to let you leave. If they hold you back and you deal with them, make sure you have witnesses too. And the guard can't stop you. And sometimes they'll try. They tried stopping me, and I was still ready to go, but my girlfriend says, no, Steve, don't go. I don't think he would have shot me. It wouldn't have looked good, but I told him I was going to go because I needed to go get money to pay. And she had the money on her, so she ended up paying. Michael Lim says, Kalinga coffee is the best, even better than Sumatra. May Filipina vlog, I like Yakult. Chris Hill says, Pandasol. Necronius says, hi Steve, Steve here, emailed you the other day. Okay, I think I answered you, Steve. I'm pretty sure I did. Lloyd White, if I didn't, I'll get to you. Lloyd White says, historic space launch from NASA in 2 hours. Around the moon and back. Thanks for another videos. I think that's sitting, Lloyd. Last I heard they had a leak, but I could be wrong. Okay, so I'm not sure if they put it off for a while because they did have a leak. Kevin Nash's kitchen, bugs are loud, and they're at that park. Maybe just one bug that is seasonal. Yeah, it does get very noisy there on some days, but there are days when it's very quiet too, and there's also a lot of roosters in there which they should remove. Donnie Roulet says, what do you miss the very most since moving to the Philippines? My sister. I miss my sister. Of all the things I miss the most back home, I miss my sister and her husband. That's what I miss the most. You know, I do miss going to the mountains and things like that in New Hampshire. I miss walks in the woods. I even miss a little bit of snow. I miss the fall. But those are the things I miss the most, honestly. Francisco Fletes says, I got into your cult when I served in Korea. It's like an addiction over there. Haha. Dickie Spaz is on board. And he says, my wife and mother-in-law arrived in Bago City, Negros Occidental. Worst part of the trip was dealing with the incompetence of the Philippine Airlines at LAX. May Filipina blog says, Samal is my boyfriend's dream place. Samal, let's see. I like Boracay, even though it's got that thing going on down there. Boracay, I was down there a long time ago. I don't know what it's like now, but when I was there, it was really beautiful. I'd have to go back down there and check it out. Leonard Lund says, hi Steve from Houston, Texas. Francisco Fletes says, your body may be colonized with MRSA. May need to do a complete decolonization. I'm not sure what MRSA is, but okay. Runs with Knives. Hello, Steve. Kevin Nash's Kitchen. I'm surprised you don't get moss growing on your back due to the rain there constantly. Actually, you want to hear something funny? About 30 feet away from us is a wall. This will tell you how much rain we've been getting. And the wall is completely green with moss. Okay, completely green. And it's actually beautiful, too, to see that because it reminds me of back in Massachusetts. But it's not something you see here very often, especially a wall that's completely green. Jonathan Huckle says, hi, Steve from UK. Just watch the ads and hit the thumbs up. Yeah, guys, I really appreciate when you guys watch the ads because we don't ask for money on our channel. I'm thinking about adding the thanks thing on there, but I'm not quite sure whether I will add it or not because we are still doing well with just people watching the ads. If it dips below a certain amount, then I'll just add the thanks thing on there. But I'd rather not add it if I don't have to. But watching the ads does help us. Just keep that in mind, guys. And I really appreciate it. Just let them run. You don't have to watch them. And I'm not talking about the 45-minute ads or anything like that. You can just skip by those. Don't worry. But if it's like a minute or two ad, just let it run, and that's fine. It does help, guys. I appreciate it. Roy Jones says, I heard Vicks Vapor Rub is good for toe fungus. Yes, it actually is. I actually use that too. I would rub that on every night and do that. And yes, it does help. Mine are totally clear. They're just like regular nails now. And if you had seen them before, they were really gross. They were thick and white and all that. I never thought they would go back to normal. And it was through my dermatologist that she got them clear. And I will give her credit for that, despite the fact that she likes to talk for 3 hours. Roy Jones, I heard, let's see, wait. Sinful says, a bad sensor was the holdup. Okay, Travel Discovery says, thanks, Steve and Sinful. Good night. Thanks, Travel Discovery. Be sure, guys, to check Travel Discovery on YouTube and be sure to subscribe to her channel. She could use the help. Francisco Fletes says, the VA rated my toenail fungus at 30%. Not sure I want to treat it. Ha ha ha. Really? They rated your toenail fungus? I never thought that they rated toenail fungus. I need to talk to you about that because I still have like a small amount of it. I wonder if they would do that. That's interesting because I did have that in there. That's where I got it from, actually. So let's see. Sinful says, good night to Travel Discovery. Bluto's the sailor. Any chance the jab requirement is going away like Thailand? I think eventually it will, but Philippines is kind of slow, man, because they're still walking around with the masks on outside and in malls and stuff, and I think that should go away. It's getting kind of ridiculous. Amphib Av says, Steve, you disappeared from my email contacts. Are you cleaning house? No. I never blocked you from my email contacts. Just put me back in again. No, I never do that. If I did, I'd tell you. I have no problem, no issues with you at all, so... Sinful says, Pluto the sailor, not anytime soon. Still have decent amount of cases. Are you talking about the comments section? Because you're still in my comments as far as I know. FYI, guys, that I approve all the comments because we get some people in there that, the trolls and stuff like that. And I like to keep the channel clean. So I clean all the bad comments out, the ones that are trolls just swearing and everything else. So that all gets cleaned off. But Amphib Av, I have not... cleaned you out at all, no. Kevin Nash's Kitchen. Panasol is good if you get there as it comes out of the ovens. Yes. When I go to the park, they're usually doing it at the bakery as I walk by, and you can smell the bread in there, and it's delicious. It smells really good. And if you buy it, I've eaten one of the rolls there while I was walking home. I was like, man, this is really good. Let's see, like they do a certain amount of each type, and you can learn when to get it warm. Yes. Let's see. Michael Lamb says MRSA is methicillin resistant staph. I'm gonna check into that. You know something, because I definitely have something going on, and that could be. My sister was saying that the cellulitis could turn into staph infection. So I might check into that, Michael. Thanks for saying that. Michael Lim says, is there a simple test available to differentiate between fungal and staph? I definitely got the fungal thing going on, but I think it's getting under, everything's getting under control now because my legs are finally starting to kind of get fixed. I hope. Lazy Larry says, Kevin Nash's Kitchen, if you have a microwave, just put it in for a few seconds. Leonard Lund says, have you ever tried a low carb diet like ketovore or carnivore diet? Do no sugar, might help your health. I'm definitely gonna do like a where you starve yourself for like 16 hours. What do they call that? You know what I'm talking about. Craig Jordan, Dickie Spaz Pal has got a special kind of customer service experience compared to with other airlines. Armando D. Michel says, hi Steve. I just want to thank you again for referring me to attorney Arlene. She is very good, knowledgeable, and very helpful. I will use her services from now on. Yeah, Armando, let me tell you something. That Arlene, she's a fantastic lawyer. And if any of you guys ever need a lawyer in the Philippines, a very reasonable lawyer too. As you guys know, when you're on my page, and it's not just people in our community either, I hand out this information to everybody. When I find something good here, like a good attorney or a good furniture maker or a good AC guy, I pass it on. And Arlene is a very reasonable lawyer. She's about 50% lower than the other attorneys here, and in some cases more. We priced out a will a while back. The lady wanted $400 to do a will here, and that's even expensive back home, I think. I know they charge more, but I still find it expensive back there. But anyway, she wanted $400, and Arlene charged us 140 US. Okay, she charged us 5,000 for the will, and it was 2,000 for the consultation. That's a really, really good deal. We met with her at a coffee shop up in Manila, and we sat down. She had to sign all the papers, and we were all done. And it was just worked out really good. And a couple of the other guys did it too, so it worked out really, really well. So if you guys ever need something like that done, just email me at Steven5975, and I will give you Arlene's information. Okay. Junebug says, I hope I can join you guys in your next get together. I miss chatting with Westerners. Junebug, when I do my next one, I'm actually gonna I'll put it out on here on the live stream, and if anybody wants to go or fly up from wherever they are or whatever and join us that day, I will try to get there a little bit early. I'm usually there a little bit early. Some of the guys will be there with me too. We'll be there a little bit early, and we will have a good meetup. Last time, I think we had about 40 people, give or take a few. We had a couple guys wandering around the mall and stuff when we were snapping pictures, but we had a good group there. I think we had 25 or 30 at the table, not sure, and we had like another 12, I think, sitting around there. So it was pretty close to 40, and then there was a few guys walking around, and it was probably one of our better meetings that we've had. We had another one over at Villa Feliciana with the pools and stuff like that, and that one was really good too. We had a good group there, but not as many as this time. Living Blue, yes, hi from Houston. Also, we finally got some rain. Now it's like a rainforest. Yes. Kevin Nash's Kitchen, you could add a Patreon thing for $2 to $5 per month, I think. Not sure what you could do to compensate patrons. Maybe comment on their comments or something if you had time. Kevin, we try to stay away from that. I'm really happy with the ads. I don't like to get into that because then you got the trolls attacking you saying that you're an e-bagger. We've shied away from that for a long time, and we've managed the channel so far. And actually, this past month was one of my better months. But I do notice it fluctuates. And when it fluctuates, sometimes it gets kind of scary because it gets down pretty low. I'm still making a decent income, but not a great income doing this. And people don't understand. I'm working basically 7 days a week, helping people doing this, and also some of that money gets used up for helping expats in need, and also help some of the poorer people around here too. A lot of that money I don't use for myself. Sometimes I use it towards shortages when we do like a get together or something like that, because sometimes we're short like $150 or something like that for doing stuff for ice and food and drinks and stuff like that. I throw that into the till, and we use that for our get-togethers. But you know, we that money definitely comes in handy for all of us. But it helps the channel, it helps with everything, and also helps to buy my iPads when I need a new iPad or something like that, because this stuff costs money, or my phone. What meds are you taking for the fungus? I am a nurse, and I think you're right. They maybe affect your liver. Yes, they do. But would be curious to know what the med is. I have it in the room right now. Let's see. I have my girlfriend taking care of mine. I can't remember the name of it. It's like a green and yellow pill. I do know that. They just switched me to another one though, and that one I'm not sure what it is either. I have it in there. I can't remember names of medicines at all, unless it's a common medicine. It's not a common medicine. Dickie Spaz says, Craig Jordan, so true. Leonard Lund says, runs with knives, proud of you, man, keep going. Francisco Fleta says, Lamisil is what they usually prescribe for toenail fungus. No, not for me. It wasn't Lamisil. It shreds the liver. That's sad. I'll have to remember that I never take that. Sinfuls, love fresh Pandasol, so good. Missy Wilson says, have you had any cases of monkeypox over? Yes, we have. We had like 2 of them at one time. I'm not sure if we've had more since then. I think we have. I think somebody said there was 5 or something not too long ago, but that could have been in Massachusetts. I'm not sure if I'm thinking of Massachusetts or here, but I know 2 of them for sure here. Texas has had quite a few. Nickel LV, was Vicks Vapor Rub the only thing you used for your toenails? No. I was taking some oral pills too, but the Vicks Vapor Rub seemed to work with that medicine really, really well. So that's why I say that. Necronius says, if I get the SRV Classic with the $20,000 deposit, am I just giving them the money, or do I eventually get it back? Well, this is the way it works. If you die, whoever you leave it to will get it. If you leave, you will get it. It takes a little while to get it back, maybe like a month or 2 or something. It depends. But yes, you do get that back. It's not theirs, it's yours. Okay, and you can also use it for a long-term lease or to buy a condo or whatever too if you wanted to. But then they will put a lien against that. When you die, they take the lien off. Your wife just has to go in and have it taken off. But make sure you have that all taken care of in a will, and you may want to talk to that attorney that I recommended too, and she can help you with all that. Randy Bryant says Vicks Swab will actually kill toenail fungus. Yes. Salve, not Suave. Francisco Fleta says recurrent skin infection is usually a sign of MRSA colonization. I'm going to look into that, man. Stephen Lambs, Steve, fungal infection is usually treated with fluke. That's what it is. Yes, that's the one, Michael. That's the one, for sure. Okay, and the ketoconazole ointment. Yes, I do take that. That's the topical. Other azole compounds are also used. Yes, but you're right. That's the fluke. That's the one. That is the one. Now I recognize that. Tim from Florida, does the PRA or Mary Rose have a step-by-step process for getting all the documents notarized and apostilled? Tim, if you need that help for that, I can help you with that. It's not that hard, especially in Florida, okay? You just go to your state secretary's office and they do all the apostles. You have to get it notarized and apostilled. They'll help you do that. It's very simple. Do not use any of these organizations that charge you $500 or $200 or $1,000. It's very easy to do, and everybody thinks that it's much harder to do, and it's not. You need to have a notarized. Usually, they ask you to have a notarized document on the front, affidavit saying that this is a true attest copy of my and whatever it is. Okay, whatever the name, whatever that document is called, the official name for it. Put that on there, and then get it notarized, and then they'll apostille it. In most states. Each state is a little bit different. Keep that in mind. But most states will apostille DD 214, Social Security letters, because they're apostilling the affidavit. They're not apostilling the document. So just FYI. Okay? So some states won't, though. They say you have to send it into the State Department. Okay, Marco here. If you need help with that, Tim, send me an email at steven5975 at yahoo.com and ask for my phone number, and I will help you all the way through the process. That's what we do here, and I don't charge. Marco here, good morning. Checking in late from windy Chicago. Hope everyone is doing well. Thanks, Mark. Yes, fasting, that's the word. That's what I want to do. Amphib Av says, I had to laugh over toe fungus VA rating. How do I connect that to military service? You want to know something, Amphib? You know how that goes back to military service? Was I had an operation on my toes, and that's how I got it. So that's how it started. It all started in the military when I was 17 years old. That's when I first started showing up. So that's how it gets the rating. If I've never heard of that though, it's the first time I've ever heard of that. So that's something new. If that must be something new that they have that I didn't know about. But that's interesting to know. I'm gonna have to talk to Francisco about that. And if I do, I'll let you guys know once I find out everything. So thanks for that, Francisco. That's good information. Lazy Larry Lee, intermittent fasting. Yes, Michael Lamb. I would get a pharmacist textbook like Goodman and Gilman's, so you can research the meds. You are in with the same text pharmacist and doctor use. Yeah, I've pretty much read up on it, and I know it's not good for my liver, and I'm thinking about quitting it sooner or later. I'm taking it once a week now, this one blue pill. Francisco Fletes says, I got it used in public showers in the barracks. Yeah, it's pretty easy to get it back to the military because that's when I first started seeing it, you know. Kevin Nash's kitchen, maybe put panda salt in a plastic bag for 20 seconds and microwave. Yeah. Marco here, planning our 2023 vacation to PI next July. We'll bring our 13-year-old to see how he likes it. My wife thinks he should go to college in the Philippines. You know, college in the Philippines is not that bad. It's pretty reasonable too. If you send him to like nursing, it'd be great. Francisco Fletes says, it was documented in my service records, 30% rating. Wow. I'm not sure if mine was documented in my service records, but I could easily get it traced back to something on there because I have my service records. I'm gonna have to go back and look. I'm gonna look that up. I'm glad you brought that up, Francisco. Michael Lamb says, I can email you a link to digital copy of the Goodman and Gilman's 12th edition. That's all right, Michael. I can look up stuff online anyway. I'm just, I know from what I've seen on there, I know it's bad for your liver, and that's what I'm really worried about. I think Coca-Cola is bad for your liver too. Now they're starting to stay. Leonard Lund and for your kidney too. If you want to know more, I will be happy to give you what I know and refer to doctors on YouTube. Okay, let's see. Sinful says, at Pampanga area is hotter and drier. There's a lot of areas in the Philippines that people don't understand that the rain is spread out more through the year and it's much drier. If you get one of those maps that show the weather maps, there are areas that some people might want to go on vacation to during the rainy seasons of Luzon, and you can go down there and stay there for 6 months, then come back or whatever. Runs with Knives says, Leonard Lund, Dr. Sean Baker is great about the carnivore diet. Missy Wilson says 8 more months, then I'll be ready for a new life, peaceful life. Would like to communicate with you, sir, before if possible. I love that place that you showed across the street from a little store. Okay. Missy, if you need any help, let me know. Just contact me at steven5975 at yahoo.com and I will help you. We got 79 people on board and 70 thumbs up. Thank you guys. I appreciate that. Michael Lamb says, I've heard some good things about intermittent fasting if you have discipline to keep up with it. Yes, it is hard to keep up. Michael, I actually did like a fasting before for like about 12 weeks and I lost 23 pounds. And I did my own diet and it was very, very difficult to do it, but it brought all my sugar and all my blood back into to normal. Everything, even my liver. Leonard Lund says, yes, I follow him, Dr. Ken Berry, Anthony Chaffee, to mention a few. JC Watts says, hi from Nashville. I will be coming back next year to Manila for a 2-week visit. Maybe we will see each other. Okay. Sinful says, Missy, only about 4 cases at the moment. Okay. Craig Jordan says, the Philippine Info channel, how many hours do you put in start to finish uploading a vlog on YouTube? Some vloggers comment that it's a lot of time. You want to know something? As far as uploading it, I have fast internet, and as you guys know, most of my vlogs are fairly quick. Usually within 10 minutes, it's usually up. Longest 20 minutes. But I think it's usually about 10 minutes, unless it's a long one. Um, it's not the time of putting in that. It's the time that I have to do to research and think out what I'm gonna say. It's not like you can just go on and just shoot and get it done. It's not that easy. Some people think, well, Steve, you're a natural born vlogger for being able to just speak right from the get go. No, I have to do like an hour of sitting down and think about what I'm gonna say sometimes, and that's why I like to be out walking, and that helps me. The walk helps me put my thoughts together before I do a vlog usually, and sometimes I'm like, if I'm on a really hyper day or whatever, I can pop out like four of them in a day sometimes, but that's very few and far between. And in the work that you put in answering your comments and phone calls, I mean, I probably put in a good 8 hours a day sometimes less, sometimes more. This past week, it's been a busy week. We've had a couple people stop by. They stop by sometimes for 4 or 5 hours to chat. And it can be kind of difficult, because then on that day, sometimes you can't do a vlog because you're sitting there talking to somebody. And sometimes I'm getting ready to go out the door to go to the park to do a video, and a guy will call me, and I'm like, no, 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 and it's like, but you have to meet with them because they've come all the way down here from Manila or something to meet you. But a lot of people don't call to tell you, hey, Steve, I'm coming down tomorrow, can I meet with you? And usually, if I do meet with somebody, I tell them, yeah, I can meet with you for about an hour or so. But some people, they come here for a long time, and it can really put a damper on your vlogging. So that's why this week here has been really hard for me to vlog and get out some really good vlogs, because we've been busy here. Craig Jordan says the Philippine Info Channel. Let's see, we just did that one. Francisco Fleta says Lamasil trade name Turban Fine is the generic name. Typically, course is 250 mg tab for 90 days. I think the Lamasil is something, a lotion I put on, if I remember correctly. I think they have a lotion too. Jills Guzman says, being in the Phillies last June, double vax, do you think they will require those for future travels? Yes, for a while. It's just the Philippines, So Michael Lamb says the azole compounds will have hepatic side effects. Yes, definitely. And then Runs with Knives says, Francisco Flett says, that's what I had to get rid of mine. Lennon Lund says, Runs with Knives, sounds like you had a good handle on it. I had a stroke last November and had been on carnivore for the last 6 months, feeling great. Still need walker, hope to get away from that. Well, I wish you the best, man. James Patton says, tea tree oil. Yes, it does. It helps some people with nail fungus. A lot of people seem to have that over here because it's just like the weather, the wetness, the sweating. Runs with Knives says, Leonard Lund, I had fatty liver and was 260 pounds back in 2018. Now I'm 195, no longer have a fatty liver. And being a heart patient, my blood work has been better. Never been better. That's good, man, if you can do that. I'm going to have to lose some weight. Francisco Fletes says, fluconazole is safe for the liver, tough on the kidneys. I think it's bad for the liver a little bit too, to be honest with you. They really don't know everything. It is typically used for yeast infections, yes. Jim M says, do you transfer money from the U.S. to the Philippines in U.S. dollars? No, I transfer it over to pesos. I have a peso account over here, and Western Union and Remitly transfers it over in pesos. So it goes directly in as pesos. And let me see, it just... if so, where do you go to get the best conversion rate? Remitly's pretty decent. It's not that bad. I noticed that PayPal only gives around 54 pesos. Yeah, you have to shop around. Remitly, Western Union, it depends how you do it. And also, you need to put the Western Union app on in the USA, not here. Otherwise, it changes the rates and stuff, and changes. A lot of people don't get that, and they're paying these high rates to transfer money. Diamonds and Legends says, hey, Steve, from Canton, Mass, 9 days, and I'm still flying to the Philippines. Give me a call before you leave, man. Give me another call. Not tonight, but maybe tomorrow night or the next night if you can. We can chat for a few minutes. Sinful says, Steven5975 at yahoo.com. So if you guys need to contact me, that's the way to contact me. Avalon says, Social Security will announce the 2023 COLA around October 14th, although the rough estimate is known a week earlier. Massachusetts will ban gas car sales after 2035, but almost all manufacturers by 2030. That's crazy, man. That is crazy. I don't know how that's going to work out, you know. Avalon says Liver Medic is very good, as is Milk Thistle and Dandelion Tea. I take Milk Thistle. I got to get some more. I'm actually out right now. Kevin Nash's Kitchen. It's a shame many people would be negative towards you helping thousands of people with the good info. Well, free info is better than none. I mean, I do make money on my ads, Kevin. I do make money on the ads, but you know something? When you start putting something out there for Patreon or a thank you thing or something like that, you always get somebody that starts going after you negatively. And the way I look at it is, it's really not worth it unless you really need it. I mean, I could probably make an extra, I don't know, $500 or $1,000 a month or something like that, and I would use it well with, you know, giving to the poor and stuff like that. But then you got people that they start saying stuff, and it just gets out of control. So I rather just do it this way. This way here, the money is all mine. I can do as I please with it. You know, I pay taxes on it and all that to the Philippines. But I mean, there's just some nasty people out there. You know, I don't make a killing. This month here, I think I made like about $1,128. That's what I'll get on my next check. And that's not bad. And then I think last month I made like 800 or something, somewhere around 800, give or take a few bucks. My average was about 781 this past year. The year before, I actually made about $12,000 for the whole year. So I did. It depends on different things. You know, it varies. Would I like to make more? Hell yeah, who wouldn't? You know what I mean? But I make enough money off of my pensions and everything. I'm happy, so I don't really worry too much about the other money, and it kind of keeps that dark cloud away from you. So you don't have to worry about these people saying all kinds of negative things about you, and that's what helps the most. You know, I rather have peace than have money. Okay, let's put it that way. Lazy Larry says Avalon, California is also say that gas cars will be banned. I heard that, yes. Runs with knives. I went to beef for only 30 days in 2014 while I was sitting in my recliner with an isolator boot on my left leg and on crutches. Lost 25 pounds without exercise. That's pretty good. Las Vegas 2022. We had a lot of Las Vegas people. Is there a lot of flooding in Tracy Mart Terrace? No. We are 423 feet up in the air where I live. And most of Tracy is on a hill, or you're on the side of a hill, you know, so it's a kind of a big hill here. Francisco Fleta says, Silly Marin is good for fatty liver. Yes, it is. That's milk thistle, I believe. Michael Lamb, Robert Speeder's Westpac WX YouTube channel is good for weather information in the Philippines. I heard that. I think you would want to turn me on to that, actually. Sinful says, I find it easy to do the fasting. I check my weight each morning. If I'm over 78 kgs, I fast that day. Haha. I should probably do that, man. I got to start doing something soon. EG says, hey, Steve, is there a place in the PI that has the least amount of rain? Yes. I'm not that familiar. I'm not sure what it is, but yes. There are a lot of islands that don't get much rain, or it's more spread out through the year. So you might have rain once a week or twice a week or something like that, you know, for a few spurts during the day, and that's it. And you can look them up. They have weather maps. You can get all different kinds of maps. There's about 7 or 8 different maps out there that you can get in some of the stores around here, and one of them is for the weather, the climate, and it tells you when the rainy season is, or if it's spread out through the year or whatever. So you guys may want to check that out also. Let's see, we got 84 people watching, and we got 80 thumbs up. Thank you, guys. Kevin Nash's Kitchen. I noticed e-bikes are not very popular in the Philippines. I just bought one here in the U.S. I guess 1,500 to 3,000 is enough to buy a 150cc scooter there. Now you can buy a e-bike here, believe it or not, for starting at about $350, $400, somewhere around there. That's not that bad. Junebug, Steve, I noticed I followed your vlogs for more than a year and have a big influence. You have a big influence on my decision to retire early and move here. I'm 58 and pulled the trigger, sold my house. That's good that you sold your house, man. That's a key, because you need to have that emergency money here in case you get sick or something, but also make sure you get good insurance. If there's one piece of advice I can give you, is get good insurance here. And it's cheap. I recommend Pacific Cross to people. Some people say no, I recommend another one. If you want to go shop around some more, go on a website, Pacific Prime. Pacific Prime will give you 10 different quotes, and you can keep on going back to them and saying, well, I don't need $1 million worth of insurance. I only need 500,000, or I need 250,000, or whatever. They will find you insurance that fits your bill. and for the price. And you can also do deductible, which will save you some more, So just FYI on that. Avalon says, you're right, Larry, about California. They set the trend. In fact, some states have them as their matching policy linked together. That's crazy. I think we need to have gas cars for a while longer. That's my honest opinion. I do love electric cars. I love Tesla. But I think that gas cars still have their place in the world. Armando D. Michelle says, at Jim M. I'm very happy with Remit B. They have better exchange rate and no fees for $500 or more. If you'd like, I can give you the link to get about $10 bonus to each of us. That's actually a good deal when you do that thing where you get the $10, guys. If you can get a link from somebody else, you can always ask on here. Maybe somebody else has that link, and you get $10 and they get $10. So like I think the same is with Remitly and some of those other ones, even with Western Union, I believe. Sinfuls says, Leonard Lund, good luck and hope for the best. Diamonds and Legend says, do pharmacies have different prices for prescription drugs for same medicines? Just curious, since I will have to pay out of pocket. Different prices. They have different types. I noticed that they have the store brands, generic brands, and then they have the name brands, and they're all different prices. And I get metformin for them for pre-diabetes, and it's cheap. There's a lot of medicines here that are also expensive, but they have different brands and stuff like that. So I find that most of the medicines here are very reasonable. There are some medicines my girlfriend takes some medicines and it's very expensive. I think it's like $150 a month. Michael Lamb says fungal infections are endemic in any tropical environment. Yes, definitely. Leonard Lund says, thank you, Sinfuls and Steve. You're welcome, Leonard. Let's see. Russell Swats, how does T-Mobile work in the Philippines? Does it need Wi-Fi or does it use local towers? It uses local towers, and they have that. They have a plan that's a worldwide plan. I mentioned it earlier. For some reason I can't remember what it was. But anyway, T-Mobile has an excellent international plan that will send you those codes, guys. Element 564 says, Sendwave sounds good too. Diamonds and Legends says, don't you lose money to transfer in pesos compared to U.S. dollars? I don't lose a lot, and it's very little. Diamonds and Legends. I do it through Remitly, and I don't really mind losing a half a peso or something like that. I'm okay with that. I think it's about a half a peso, somewhere around there. It's not bad, Some people complain about that, but you can also send it another way, and then they don't do it that way. There's two different ways you can do it, and depends on which way you send it, whether they take that money out or not. See, Larry says, Avalon, I'm waiting for New York to follow suit. I just wonder how they think the electricity is going to be made. I know. That's what I was thinking, because the electricity infrastructure is just not there yet. And that was one of the things that Elon Musk was talking about. Sinful says the U.S. is a long way from EV society. The electrical infrastructure has a long way to go. They are not even addressing that yet. They're not even thinking about it. And those places are going to take 10 years to build. So they're going to retract all that in another 10 years probably. That's the way I look at it, or 8 years. Or Philip Jones, don't ever leave a balance in PayPal. They can freeze your account for 180 days with no reason given. Use other transfer companies. I actually use PayPal, never had a problem with them. I know some people do. I don't know why they have problems, but I never had a problem with PayPal. Russell Swat says, it's okay to accept super chats. Why care about what the others say? I understand, Russell, but man, when you do that, what I call them, the crap vloggers out there, and there is a lot of them out there, they like to talk a lot of crap. They immediately attack you, even if you're paying taxes and stuff like that. And I pay taxes here, and I also pay taxes in the U.S. because they pay Social Security taxes. And I noticed that if you do something like that, the guys that have the super chats and have the Patreon and all that, they nail you to the cross for that. They any other country like Thailand, you can do that, but you do it here in the Philippines, and people just go after you really hardcore. And I say to the guys that want to do that, hey, that's great for you if you can live with it, but it's very, very hard living under that shadow, because those people just keep on going at you day in and day out. and they do rotten vlogs about you and stuff like that. And that's what turns me off about that. I'd rather just keep it clean. I'll go $1,000 short just to have peace of mind, you know. But I am thinking about putting the thank you thing on there. I don't think that's that bad, but I'm still contemplating that because I think that could bring some of that in and some of that bad stuff in, and that's what I'm worried about. Berto says electricity costs have increased in Sweden 11 times over the past year. The electricity companies will receive bank guarantees to meet their collateral requirements. That's interesting, Berto. Sinful says, e.g., yes, Pampanga here on Luzon is a dry area. That's interesting, Sinfuls. Let's see. Junebug says, Kevin Nash's Kitchen, you'll be surprised. E-bikes here are everywhere. Yes, they are. A lot of them are trikes. Three-wheeler bikes to the point that they're annoying because they drive so slow in the middle of the road. Sinful says, Junebug, good to hear. Cheese says, evening host at Kevin Nash's Kitchen and Lazy Larry Lee's. Leonard Lund says, actually, the infrastructure bill is supposed to address the EV car and grid issues. Depends on if they actually do, let's see, actually do, only time will tell. Sinful says, Diamonds and Legends, both Watsons and Mercury are very competitive. Yes, they are. Lazy Larry Lee, hello, Chi Taurus, how are you? Diamonds and Legends, thank you, Sinfuls. Let's see, we're going to be ending this up pretty soon, guys. Sinful says the Magenta Plan. That was the name I was looking for. Thank you, Sinfuls. I appreciate that. Sometimes I have a brain fart, and that was the name, Magenta Plan for T-Mobile. That is actually a good plan. I have a friend of mine, and he can add on relatives. He said he can add me on for $10 a month, and he can actually give me a phone because he's in good with T-Mobile, I guess. He says he might be able to actually give me an older phone, which would help me out a lot for that. Dari says, hey, Steve, how's things? Going good, Dari, thank you. Kevin Nash's Kitchen, Chi, you ever get fungal infection? Let's see, Chi Taurus, Kevin Nash's Kitchen. GTA Nuts, do you know how the electric grid and internet in Manila, is it reliable for remote workers? The electric grid, yes. Yes, in Manila, they don't have too many problems with that. Dari says, is it now World Remitly? I don't know. I think it's still Remitly. I don't think it's World Remitly unless they changed the name just recently. But I still call them Remitly. Michael Lamb says, any American carrier that offers international service has roaming agreements with foreign carriers. In the Philippines, usually those agreements are with Globe. Okay. Iskandari TV says, evening, Steve. Nice to meet you. Hope all is well. Hello to everyone on the live. Thank you, man. Dari says, Michael Lamb, so you just let them know in advance or get the Globe SIM card? Kevin Nash's Kitchen, Junebug. My bike goes over 55 kilometers per hour or 35 mph and only ride it like on the side of the roads. We have one of those here, actually. Actually, Stan has one. He hasn't really driven it yet, but the kids have driven it, the older kids that live around here. Avalon, I use T-Mobile Magenta, 130 gigabytes a month for a phone and tablet, unlimited call, data, text, international for all inclusive, $70 flat. Came with nice phone and a Samsung tablet. Yeah, some of those deals are really, really good. Let me see. Sinful says, Leonard Line, honestly, I would think to address electrical infrastructure to get to EV society is in the trillions of dollars. I think so too. It'd be a lot of money. An HV line for 1 mile is about $500K per mile. Michael Lamb says, those trolls are vicious and all their content are attack videos. Yes, they are. They only tear down others and offer nothing positive. I call them the Inquisition. You know, Michael, here's the thing about them is that a lot of people watch them. That's the scary part. And the people that watch them are just as vicious or ignorant as those people are. And it's kind of scary, actually, because those people then join in to help with their inquisition to knock down good vloggers. And I've seen a lot of good vloggers get attacked and nasty things happen to them, or they get called in. Like Calvin got called in over nothing because somebody was lying about him. You know, it's terrible. I mean, I don't agree with some of the other vloggers out there sometimes, but you know something, most of them are pretty decent, clean channels. I don't like dragging out the girls and stuff like that. I just don't agree with that. But most of them are pretty decent channels. They don't deserve the attacks that they they get, unless they start getting, you know, it's like a Ricky Drama type thing or something like that. And Ricky Drama got taken off. I'm not sure if he got kicked out of the Philippines or not. I know that one of the guys pressed charges against him. I'm not sure how that went. I never heard anything more after that. But we, you know, they had one vlogger get physically attacked, and that's the what you have to be worried about here in the Philippines, because some of these guys are totally bonkers. You know, you could run a totally great channel and they'll find something that you said and take it out of context and they'll just attack you with that. That's the sad part about, you know, some of these people in the Philippines out there, that they're certifiably nuts. Leonard Marlin says, I use Remitly and got 54.5 from dollars to pesos when the exchange rate was 55.5. Yeah, it depends on which one you do, because it gives you two choices. So, you know, you have to look at it that way. Let's see. Leonard Lund says, Ascari TV doing well. The real deal says, message deleted by Sinfuls. He must have wrote something. We like to keep it clean on here, guys. You know, that's all we ask on here. That's why some people get taken off on here. Kevin Nash's Kitchen today. LS today. Just FYI, no bats in the cave. View kind of low today. Yeah, that's okay. I'm okay with that. It might just be the weather or something. We're actually up to 97. That's right around where we're at. Sometimes we reach 140, 150. Depends, you know. Dickie Spaz is sinful, not to mention the stress on the grid to add millions of charging stations at an average cost of 45K EV vehicles. Not affordable for most. No, they're not. That's why I wonder, how are they going to do that, you know. Roy Jones says $15 a month. Kevin Nash's Kitchen. Yes, cars might not charge well if power out all the time. No. You know, Ken and Lynn says negative drags people in. Unfortunately, how various media survive. Great show as usual, Steve. Thanks for all the great information. Thanks for the great, let's see, the great information. The EV battery charging rate will be reduced to 10 minutes. You may be able to just switch out universal batteries in a very short time. That'd be good if you could do something like that. Yeah, Ken and Lynn says Sunshine Children's was called into a case and it was thrown out. Both the names were fake names, by the way. And that's common. They attack you with fake names and stuff, and they file fake, false reports and everything. JC Watts says, low people may be too long weekend in U.S. That could be, yeah, because we're right around, Labor Day weekend or whatever. Everybody could be away. That's probably what it is. It's just Labor Day weekend. Let's see. Somebody just wrote something about, let's see. Leonard Marlin says, same company, different names, World Remitly and Remitly. Okay, interesting. Okay, I'm gonna call it a night, guys. We're up to about 90 minutes now, 87 minutes. We're close enough. I want to thank you guys. Let's see. Roy Jones says Corey Feldman was one name. Yes, I can't remember who the other one was. EV cars are coming down in cost with Ford and Chevy starting to sell around 30K. I wonder if they'll still allow Priuses. You know, Dickie Spess says good stream again. Steve, thanks, man. I appreciate you guys coming on here too. We always have a really, really good crowd on here, and you know, it's good that we have like a regular crowd too. I'm kind of happy about that we have a great group on here. I want to thank you guys a lot, and I also want to thank Sinfuls tonight for moderating and everything. And we'll try to be on here next week, guys. I might be going away next weekend. I'm not sure. So if I'm not on here next week, we'll see you the week after. So I will be on here definitely the week after, but next week it's probably going to be 50-50 chance I'll be on here. So, but thank you guys. Thank you, Chris, Leonard, let's see, Element. But thanks everybody. Have a great night. God bless, guys.